Hi everyone. So I was watching the congressional hearings this past week, and I was just so struck by how similar their claims regarding weaponization of the FBI and Justice Department were to those claims I've made. Sometimes politicians they'll hear a claim that sounds really good and possibly be true, and they will just seize upon that claim and apply it to somebody who they hope to protect, and they'll just ignore the claim relative to an actual victim, such as myself. Uh, they will just run with anything as long as it's something they can claim as their own narrative that they thought up on their own. It's kind of suspect. So this can be a problem when you have grifty fame whores. They'll basically seize upon anything as long as it makes them popular. Some might even think they can claim credit to things that is not rightfully theirs to take credit for. Um, so even though grifters might seize upon a narrative, that does not mean the narrative is untrue. It could just mean it's untrue pertaining to the individual who's seizing upon it. It may be true to an actual victim. So don't throw away the baby with the bathwater, I guess. You may have unknown parties claiming the FBI serves the Clintons, and a segment of the population might really believe that. It doesn't mean the person making the claim about the Clintons isn't shady himself. It's kind of a problem when you have grifty people who are propped up by the media and prone to crimes themselves, who engage in finger pointing at the Clintons. The Clintons probably love the fact that this grifty person is pointing fingers at them because, they're all shady. So they all win. Until the public wakes up to the fact that the media will prop up whoever has skeletons in their closet, as they do this for all Democrats and Republicans, you're always going to have finger pointing of weaponization on both sides of the aisle. So that's kind of an issue. It should also be noted that proving the fact that there are grifty criminals on both sides of the aisle does not exclude the fact that, you might have worker bees within the government who seek to control the narrative and, centralize control in the government somehow to propagate some kind of narrative. If we had an honest media that was able to dissect facts, they might be willing to acknowledge that there are shady and grifty politicians who seize upon narratives to become popular and garner potential votes from both sides of the aisle. Uh, this is true for the QAnon phenomena, where a former military general seized upon views being propagated by QAnon. It may have been fueled by a foreign government, or it may not have. You never know. But this person ran with the narrative. It made him popular. He might actually care about those issues, but he seemed to enjoy the fame quite a bit. And he may have also sought to take credit for certain things that were not his to take credit for. I believe he did get called out. So having placed a call to Justice Kimba Wood in 2019, on the night I was served a lawsuit to initiate a foreclosure. I spoke with the clerk the next day, and I did communicate my concerns that the FBI and the media were in a symbiotic relationship that goes for all media, the mainstream podcasters, etc., etc. They all kind of report on the news in a tribal manner. So, as long as multiple podcasters and media personnel are undecided as to what to think, you'll have multiple opinions for the debate to go on, and nothing ever gets solved. Um, that, in fact, may be the goal of the FBI. So, it's something to think about since nothing ever gets solved. And, it's kind of an issue. Uh, be careful in figuring out who the FBI really does try to serve, because it's not really the public that they have in their best interests. Along with the fact that there are symbiotic relationships amongst the FBI and the media, we also have intelligence agencies actively seeking to control the media and to infiltrate them, place kingmakers at the top of the media, to block out facts, and basically steer a narrative, maybe even drag the country into a war of some sort, hypothetically. Um, and of course, they might also act as sources to the media to lock up protection. Um, that's kind of an issue. So, I mean, the public should definitely scrutinize the truthfulness of what the media puts out. Um, on another topic, I came across Dr. Peter Hotez in the news. He came onto my radar when I learned that he was working at Baylor College. Now, Baylor College is associated with Ken Starr. Ken Starr being connected to Cornelius Starr, who was in charge of money laundering through AIG and has the 9/11 connection. So I did do some searching into who funds Baylor College. Some of the notable donors in terms of pharmaceuticals are um, Gentech, Johnson & Johnson, Regeneron, and Biogen. Now, Regeneron was mentioned by Donald Trump in an interview with Bret Baier. He sung the praises of Regeneron like they were God. I think they should be scrutinized for their donations to Baylor College, given the Ken Starr link. That's pretty suspicious. As far as financial institutions, we have Bank of America, Goldman Sachs, Wells Fargo, and Charles Schwab. Those are not incredibly suspicious to me, but more suspicious is the fact that JP Morgan has donated money to Baylor College. They have the Jamie Dimon Epstein connection. We also have Deutsche Bank with the Epstein connection. And really curious is the fact that there's a Marsh McLennan 9/11 link to Baylor College. So that is something worth looking into for all the public. You should do your own research, be skeptical. Um, don't really take everything the media says as gospel, and do your own research. Decide what you want to think in terms of what's true. Thanks for listening. Share the video, give it a like and a thumbs up.